the orchard's still a little muddy in spots, so I'll cut it in about 2 days. And we'll go through, and then we can cut everywhere else. And so, boo-doo-doo-doo. And then she dims the lights, boo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. And then I hold her tight. I like Tommy Edwards, man. I got him in my head. I don't know why. It's not a bad thing, though. You got lots of Tommy Edwards tunes in your head. Just going through all the... That's a good one, too. Yeah. So it's not a bad place to be with your brain. It's having a bunch of Tommy Edwards tunes stuck in your noggin. Mm-hmm. Well, he has an album that's called For Young Lovers, you know. And I was driving home from the store, and I had Johnny Mathis in my head. And anybody else heard something I dreamed about last night? All these people. Well, he was the guy who's singing it from. I mean, well, never mind. I guess there might be guys in Las Vegas on the project, so named Gina, but Maria. No, I think with Johnny, he was like Tommy, you know, for young lovers. I think Johnny was singing songs for us. Because without love between a woman and a man, none of us exist to sing, right? And because Johnny sang Christmas carols with all his heart and sang One God, you know, and stuff. And so I don't see Johnny the way you guys see. He's singing that for a dude. It's like, yeah, I understand that my song is Bernie's song for Elton. Okay? So that when Bernie's saying those are the sweetest eyes, when Elton's singing those are the sweetest eyes I've ever seen, he's talking about his own eyes. Okay? And you can tell everybody that this is your song. It may be quite simple now that it's done. I hope you don't mind, that I put down in words how wonderful life is while you're in the world. Right. That was a song about Elton, written by Bernie for Elton. Yeah. My sister told me that when I was in elementary, or I think it was elementary school, right? I think so. Yeah, she took, it was it I Don't Shoot Me on the Piano Player album, which got all the pictures in it, or was it Goodbye Yellow Brick Road? It might have been Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. And she opened up those things. She said, that's the singer, that's Elton John, and that's Bernie, and he writes all the songs, and that's his boyfriend. Like, Squeezy, what are you saying? That's his boyfriend. You know, what you talking about, Willis? You know, it's like, what? Oh. Well, I kind of already knew because, Danny. And the quarterback. Yeah. So I did kind of, okay. I still had trouble getting my brain wrapped around it. You know? I was like my boy Patrick when he was little. I was like, Dad, every little boy likes little girls. Just like, no, son, that's not always the case, son. There's Elton Bernie over here. I just, and then everybody, it's biological and psychological conditions over tens of thousands of years, guys. Don't go down that rabbit hole. Okay, Alice in Wonderland? One pill makes you larger and one pill makes you small. And the ones that mother gives you don't do anything at all. Go ask Alice when she's 10 feet tall, right? And if you go chasing rabbits, you know you're going to fall, right? Keep your head, right? Is it Brooks or Bronx? I think it's Bronx Screamer. Yeah, I like Old Grace Lee. She goes, no, I wasn't really a singer. I was a Bronx Screamer. I was like, no, you sure it's a good singer? You know, nothing's going to stop us now. The backup vocals are totally choice, man. Like to Mama, I Think I Found That Girl, man. Yeah. And like to, Ride Like the Wind. Yeah, that's Michael McDonald, right? And Say You'll Be My Nicolette Larson. Everybody loves Nicolette Larson, right? You don't love Nicolette Larson? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? You know I need relating, not solitude. Every time I see the 6 and 4th Street car. Every time I see the 6 and 4th Street car, I see my baby peeking through the bars. Yeah, Nicolette Larson. You know, you Nicolette Larson haters. You better love Nicolette. We all love Nicolette Larson. Yay! Yeah, she is a fun singer. She's cute. She's very cute. You know, and people. It's interesting when you walk around the store and you feel energy of people wanting to fulfill our destiny of our prayers, right? You know, some people want to talk, but they're too shy and you don't want to make them nervous. So you just look and smile and say, hi, thank you for believing. Love you so much. Thank you. You're so sweet. You people are so sweet. And then some people stand off, and I told the couple, you can smell them. Yeah, they back off from you and look at you. I already know that. Okay, if you already know that, why aren't you standing up on social media and screaming from the rooftops that we need to apply the physics of the Lord's Prayer? Yesterday, life was such an easy game to play. Now I need a place to hide away. Oh, I believe. Why'd he have to go? We know why. Because they crucified him. Because they wanted to make him go away. Because they wanted to replace the truth of creation with invention. So don't tell me. I get that a lot from military intel people. Yeah, I know. No, you don't. Yeah, I know. No, you don't. Okay. No, it's, guys, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to love. Reach out of the darkness. Come on, everybody. Do your best, Jim Carrey. Reach out of the darkness. Reach out of the darkness. And you may find a friend. I think it's so groovy now that people are finally getting together. I think it's wonderful now that people are finally getting together. I knew a man that I did not care for. Then one day I picked up and got into the Oval Office and I gave this man a call. We both talked about things that were on our minds. And now this man is a friend of mine. Well, because I make slightly more money than he does. I think it's so groovy now that people are finally getting together. Let's go drink Canada, try to drink Canada dry with my friend Nanook in the igloo. It's very cold. Yeah, it's very cold. Sitting here waiting for you is going to be like waiting for Lancer. Yeah, it's going to be cold. There might even be snow. No, I like my videos. I sit and watch them. I was like, there's really not anything better on the interweb. I'm being Grandpa Jones. Great Grandpa, what's for supper? A euro. A what? A euro. Grandpa, what the hell are you talking about? I thought you was going to say collard greens, fried chicken, and corn on the cob. No, I ain't getting no collard greens, fried chicken, or corn on the cob. I went to Arby's and got a euro. A what? A euro. With a G. Okay. A euro. It's Greek. It's all Greek to me. What are you talking about? What I had for supper. I had a euro. Wash it down with it. It's the spritiest time of the year. I don't know why, but I just did. Yeah, I'll be okay. But I was raised Mormon, so I don't drink Coca-Cola that much. When I do, it kind of gives me a stomach ache. I don't like it very much. But me and caffeine just don't get along real well. Not that I don't like Colombian coffee. Colombian coffee is very good. Okay, the stuff we serve in America that we did before the Colombians showed up and fixed our coffee was shit. It was shit. Okay, Rafael? It's shit. Okay. I always remember that. It's so funny. And then she gave it, I was like, you know, I agree with you. Because I've had the shit they call coffee that everybody drinks around here. And then you gave me this and I was like, I could drink this stuff. But that stuff I drank before that they call coffee is shit. I totally agree. Because I used to tell that to my girl Rocky, you know. I would sit there and say, Rocky, you like coffee, girl. No, it smells so good, and it looks so good, that brown, with all that, and you put a little cream in it, it tastes even better. You know, I'm just kidding, but it tastes like, it's coffee, and it keeps you awake nights. Damn, that's Raquel. She comes along, you think it's going to be all great, you drink some of it, you got to put some cream in the coffee, which I did, and some sugar. I got sugar in me. Oh, yes, I got sugar in here. Trust me. Trust me, stoplight, hold it right there. Don't proceed unless you can. I got sugar in this thing. I'm just kidding around, Joe. No, but I used to give her a hard time. And then I got this connection to famous and rich people on the way home in the truck. And it finally hit me, you know, and I've explained it and 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 explained it ad nauseum. But it requires, okay, in defense of Uriah's mom, Andre's mom, Patrick's mom, Noah's mom. Yeah. We'll go with all the oldest boys. Earl's mom. I think, but with Kimberly and Chantalay, there was always a condom between us. So they, you know, he's fun to sleep with, but they didn't feel the whole, you know, thing. And you know, Steffi, Law and Steffi's thing was it's hard. It's like making love to Jesus. Okay. And Amy, no, it's like making love to the Relief Society. Okay, as far as the Mormon Church goes, then the closest thing to Jesus in the Mormon Church is the Relief Society, and everybody knows that, right, Sister Phelps? I love my sister. I love my brother. Sister Phelps and Idaho? Yeah, if their kids got into it, she would make them stand in the middle of the room hugging each other, singing this song. You have somebody who went to just rip their eyelashes off, and she's making you stand there and hug them and sing this song while you're hugging them. By the time you're done, you're laughing, right? So my mom, she was special. She's a special little girl, Sister Phelps, right? And it's so cute. I was like, wow, I never tried that for the kids. Damn it, I should have. I should have asked. I need all the words for the song. You can make up your own. That's right. I didn't think about that. Artistic license. There you go. And so if I made up our dad is an awesome dad, he's cool and really rad, he often makes mom kite mad, and our dad is an awesome dad. Okay. I could have came up with I love my sister, I love my brother songs. Yes, I could. Yeah, I think I could. Would you have to rip off, what was his name again? What was that guy's name? He died in a Jeep crash on the Navajo Indian Reservation. Yeah. He wasn't wearing a seatbelt. You think Jesus would have told him? I don't know. I don't know. I think he had times in his life where he felt like what he believed in he had doubts. When they give you the book and say, this is the truth of the man in the book, and nobody does what he commands us to do, we don't do it till we're dead. I think that would have, Rich Mullins, there you go. Yeah. I think I could have told you Rich. I liked Rich. Yeah. My nephew, Aiden, is named after one of his songs. Aiden is growing. Yeah. It's a nice song. It's a nice. I haven't heard the song, but it's a nice name. One even better man with a name. Yeah. Oh, serious. Cyril. Aiden's a good kid. Good man. But Vanessa's brother. Yeah. No, I don't forget about her. And Andre and Uriah, I never do. I don't know how that works. Past, present, future operate at the same time. I'm not sure I ever want to know. Okay. What and when and where and how everything happened with those kids plugged into computers that they told me about in Cochise County. And people came and told me about it. I didn't research it. They came and told me about Michael Aquino and Antoine LeVay and what they do with people's families with talents and gifts that are tied to the Gospels. They learned it from the Easterners with philosophy and their philosophies instead of religions. And the big thing is, you get people, I'm spiritual, not religious. Okay. Spiritual, not religious. Okay. Well, religion gave you freedom from debt and trespass, idolatry, and the sin of, trying to value your own invention over the truth of creation. The only reason you understand anything spiritual is because of religion. Okay, so you're going to blame religion for what people do with lie in the name of the religion. Okay? You're going to condemn religion because corporations murder in the name of religion, and it's obvious that they're not religious people. Right? Only a Peewit judges the man by the group and the group by the man there. I was waiting for the Good Samaritan, right? So I'm driving home. And I needed to remind all the successful and famous women of the world, you don't have the strength to be like Raquel Sally and Yolanda Denise Gilliard and Stephanie Lane Gilliard and Maria Barnes and Amy Suzanne Fabre. Okay. You ever made love with a man that was born to save all the children from the devil and Satan's sin, and knowing when you make love to this man that he has the weight of all that innocence on his shoulders, and only he is capable of saving the children with truth of immaculate faith from the sins of the devil and Satan trespassing with surveillance equipment in your bedroom. Okay? You really think you're strong enough to be Rocky Sally? Pity the fool that messed with my early, right? You really think you're strong enough to lay in a bed and wake up and curl up to and follow him all around the bed and have his head shoved up in the corner of the waterbed? And him smile and scoot you back over and give you a kiss on the head? And then wake up in the morning, good love, good sleep, come morning light, and then get up and take a shower and just getting good love. It was very short and sweet. Oh my gosh, it was so sweet. Yeah, Rocky, it was as sweet as we could make it, but we had hell. It was Tony and Maria. With Londa, no, it wasn't. But he better make money or broom him fast. Because if he ain't Tyler Perry enough for that top boardroom, if he's going to be like Jesus and the disciples and not like Tiberius and Caiaphas and Herod and Claudius and Caligula, broom him. But your dad's nothing like that. He's nothing like the assholes that are successful, yeah. And she would say that, he put me back in the projects because we had to live in base housing. And I always told them that. Yeah, the government built the projects and the government built base housing. There's just a huge difference between base housing and the projects. Okay. In base housing, if someone tries to prostitute your wife and your kids, you can get people together and have them dealt with. And the projects, you go to City Hall and you find out the guy at City Hall is making more money off your daughter being prostituted than the guy in the building you live in. Right? Yeah, that Shaft is a bad motherfucker. Watch your mouth. All right. John Shaft. Booba-doop, 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 boom, right? So, if you think any of you women out there, rich and famous, all kinds of money and no idea what's whack and what's dope, if you think you're as strong as Raquel Sally, Yolanda Denise Gilliard, Stephanie Elaine Gilliard, Maria Barnes, and Amy Suzanne Fabre, okay? You've been more than welcome to try since January 22nd, 2013. And last check, it's July 8th, 2026. Okay? You've had more time to stand up for the Messiah than I was married to Amy. Oh, my Lord, 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 Lord. Mm-hmm. David Rockefeller. They'll gladly kill over me and my grandpa's money and watch you and your Jesus die, Parses, to the bitter end. Wow. I thought the man was crazy. I thought he was crazy. I was like, that's not true. They ain't gonna do that. David, Mr. Rockefeller. Mr. Rockefeller feller. Okay? Remember what old Yorgev and Amy said there to Natalie? How do we know Jesus even exists? Okay, Francesca from Richard Dawkins and Chris Hitchings' dumbass delusions of fame. We don't have, we didn't have videotape. Okay. But Earl does have videotape, and it's on quantum computing. And, David Rockefeller. Is anybody watching that quantum computing video evidence? No. The bitter end, right? And then they have you thinking this stuff is like, we will. When we're finally living the Lord's Prayer. You'll be on your deathbed begging for morphine. You think so? Because that's very bad thoughts, words, and actions. And it's wrong to acquit the guilty and deny justice to the innocent. And the poor plea for mercy, and the rich answer of insults. And the wealthy are fools who perceive their wealth as high wall safety. Don't you think it's quite tangible that a drone or a robot made in Asia might cut your fucking head off before you could ever monologue on me, you rotten little bag of shit? I think that's probably more tangible than you coming and Adolf Hitler monologuing on Herschel Steinschneider in the Bavarian woods. Yeah. I sat on the rug. It's Norwegian wood. What's the difference? There's not really much difference. Norwegian, Bavarian, they're all cousins. We're related. Biding my time, drinking her wine. Isn't it good? Norwegian wood. Which reminds me, I bought those 3 little red, white, and blues on clearance. The sparkling strawberry juice, the sparkling blueberry juice, and the sparkling white grape juice. Yes. I've had white grape before, so I put that in there first. And it should be chilled. I'll give it another hour just to make sure it's really good. I don't have a wine glass. I bought wine glasses for Peggy, and one of them broke, so I threw them all away. Yeah. Guys, I drink from goblets and cups, just little cups and stuff, so. I do have glasses, but they're thick glasses that are not wine glasses, so that they're harder to break. I got them at the Family Dollar. Yeah. Dude, any of the rest of the glasses that I have that haven't broke, I got out of Granny's little things in the shed. Yeah. Where you chit in a chair and don't drink that coffee. It's chit, right? Okay. You're funny. I love people. Mal. She could be mean, but she was born into a society that's very competitive and very manipulated by drug lords. So I understood why she could be mean. I just wish she hadn't have been so mean to my friend. He cheated on her. She was mean. She was mean. Yeah. He wasn't looking for anything better. He needed comfort, and she was mean to him. She called him like a horny little monkey and shit like that all the time after they got married. And she was mean to him. And he would just get mad, and then he'd just go find somebody else to have sex with that wouldn't call him that. In the military, there's lots of girls that don't want, your wife's a bitch. Oh, okay. I'll fuck you. Okay, there's a lot of women in the military like that. Tons. It's like I remember that one time with Kay. She told me that this lady came in that was real attractive and used to sleep with all the guys at the club. And she came in and was talking her stuff, and then Kay got on her and she said, here's what I told this woman. She's going to, oh, you're going to go with him. Well, then she told about what would happen if you slept with the bartender that was cute, Chief. He'd sit there and he'd have sex with you, and his wife would find out about him, and then divorce him, take all his kids, and make his work another side job to have to pay for all the child support. And then he'd have to wake up and look at you in the morning and say, was it worth it? And she sat there and said, well, I showed her. And I was like, yeah, how much you want to bet on the pool table in that club that night? Her and Chief had sex. Yeah. And you never found out. But she knew. Okay? And he knew. Because she told him exactly what your wife said. That bitch said she was, yeah, I know, she tells me that all the time. You want to get back at her? Yeah, why not? You are really good looking. Okay. And as soon as Kay was telling me this and gloating about that, I was like, oh shit, that woman had sex with your man on the pool table at that club that night. Yeah, right after closing time. You've never been after hours in an Air Force party or something like that. I'm just kidding, but I'm joking. I don't know for sure, but I was like, no, it happened all the time. You ever that group Escape, the one that got into it at FSWV, and the girl sits there and she goes, we go to the party and we shake hands, and she doesn't know that, yeah. And you're like, God, that is so mean. It's very mean. I could never, even if I hate his fucking face, okay? I could never do that to another dude. No. I could do Bobby. Her and Bobby. I wouldn't be cheating with Bobby. I'd tell him, hey man, you're going to lose her because you don't pay no attention to her. You treat her like shit. Okay. She wants to keep her shoes and raise Gilbert at my house. Her shoes under my bed anytime. That door's always open. So don't give her any reason to leave. Cheaper to keep her? Money ain't real. And she loves you. And you have that right now, and that's priceless. But if you give that away, I ain't going to give it up. Her and Bobby, she's a dandy, but now she's free. Do you know what I mean? Well, because she's with Bobby. And Bobby's going to love her and respect her. And she's free to be loved and respected. Boom. Help me. Don't you like that song? You know what I mean. Oh, you know what I mean. Right. So, and I've always been like that. Now, I spent the last 17 years. Because it was June of 2009. 17 years, and tomorrow, 1 month. Teaching all the bastards that fuck women into bitches how to be a man on a daily basis. They don't make any money off this YouTube. They get harassed and abused by the worst perverts in the history of the world. And they act like I don't exist. And I'm like, but your technology has heard of me. Oh, yeah, it does. Oh, trust me. And I don't sell French de toilet shit on TV commercials, playing the guitar with dogs running around me and shit like that. And I like Johnny Depp. He's funny. He makes me laugh. I like Johnny Depp. He makes me laugh. I like to say something in his behalf. He makes me laugh. He's very funny in the Pirates of the Caribbean there. Tim Burton's Edward Scissorhands, a little weird. I liked Chocolate. I like that a lot. I like that one. The Sleepy Hollow thing. Was that also Tim Burton too? Because that was a little weird too. But Johnny Depp. What else Johnny Depp in? That's a good movie. Oh, there's another one. This Chocolat was a good movie there. Yeah, I was seeing that. Oh, the Don Juan DeMarco there. The Don Juan DeMarco. With Marlon Brando and Faye Dunaway there. And Cell, you got to meet Cell singing the... She sings in that thing, The Restless Bull, and Tu Solo too, I think, in that movie there, Don Juan DeMarco there. Yeah. Okay, so, yeah, you know what I mean? Stella! Okay, I'm just kidding around. It's Marlon Brando. One-Eye Jacks. Oh, my. What else was Marlon Brando in? Shit. My mom had a huge... Sayonara, one of my favorite movies of all time. Fred Buttons and the... Yeah, you ever seen that movie? Oh, if you haven't seen Sayonara, you should, man. Oh, dude, man, this is a good movie. They send this... Brando plays a Texas officer sent to Japan to keep the men under control who are marrying local women. And they send a geisha to get him to respect the women in Japanese culture so the men won't be trying to marry him and take him to the States. And he falls in love with the geisha. That comes to show him, respect for Japanese culture. It's a damn good movie, man. It's sad, man. I don't want to give away Red Buttons. And oh, yeah, it's sad. It's so sad, so sad. It reminded me a lot of my Uncle Jerry and my Aunt Nana. Yeah. He said he knew when he was going to marry that woman. He came in one night, she was doing her prayers, and he tried to sneak up on her and kiss her, and she judo flipped him and was lecturing him why he couldn't breathe or hear her, standing over her lecturing him. He said, I knew instantly I was going to marry her. I was like, Jerry, you're a nut. Okay. Jerry, you're a nut. He's like, she can take care of herself. Yeah. That made him feel good about marrying her. She can take care of herself. I was like, that's sweet. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, I've had, me and Steffi, when we threw the drug dealers casing with his girlfriend, casing our place on our front porch. And they had to be, are they? Because they was acting stupid. That happened a lot in Bunnydom. Oh, people know how to play you. Oh, yeah, they does. And I grabbed her. I reached out on the front porch, and I grabbed her, and I threw her in the house. And Steffi grabbed her. And then that guy came up like he was going to hit me, and I just, I got in my stance, and I was ready to knock him the fuck out. And she started hitting me. And my wife grabbed her by the scruff of her clothes and threw her out in the yard and said, you dumb bitch, a man's trying to hit you and a man is stepping up to protect you and you go and hit the man that's protecting you? Get the hell out of it and go beat it the hell out of each other, but don't do it on our lawn. She was better than Clint Eastwood because that was real. Me and Steffi were like Pumbaa and Timon. Patrick would have been so proud. That's my mom and dad. Cleaning up Bunny Doon, yeah. And then Dad, 2 nights late, Dadder's running in, is getting chewed out by the police department. Hey, what are you doing? You're getting self-arrested. I was like, I heard somebody getting sexually assaulted in the alley. What would you do? You get your goddamn combat boots and you go tearing out that door. You grab a rock and you start singing Charlie Wilson to him. Just because you don't think that I really don't want to dance, don't mean that I don't want to, right? Right. So just because I'm that type of person doesn't mean that you won't get oops upside your head. Say oops upside your head, right? Outstanding. Boop-a-doop-a-doop-boo. Earl, you knocked me out. Earl, you know you knocked me out. Had to. Won't live the Lord's Prayer. I'll knock you the fuck out and teach the technology how to live like me so we don't have to tolerate the bitchiness of you dumb bastards. Hell yeah. Okay. The Lord said, clean those motherfuckers out. Clean those motherfuckers out, and that's what I did. Carl Clark? No, I'm not Carl Clark. I'm not Mr. Clark. I don't play. I don't make people pay for play. I don't give them a piece of paper to say, hey, here's how to do your incarceration from your indoctrination and your institutionalization there, son. Okay? No, we don't live to learn to love. No, it's not true. It's a perception that Ziggy's trying to do to try to understand. We live to reflect the beauty of the love that is shared through our holy covenants. Okay? When you're loved, and love is sustained through faith in the perfect, immaculate faith in the truth of our creation, you don't need to learn to love. It's the soul is free from the prison of the mind to think you're learning to love. Oh, trust me, I'm the Messiah. Okay, guys? Trust me. I know what I'm talking about. The use of the data like you remember I say with a couch. You don't know when they really explode. Hey boy, just leave the area. Identify yourself before we get your murder. Okay? They're trying to get somebody. You're gonna get yourself in trouble, right? Stick it up, mister. Get the hands in the air now, yeah. Put your hands in the air, sir. And you'll get no hurt, mister. No. I say, yeah. Do you think I'd do such a thing like that and give it to a policeman? I wouldn't do that. They were wrong. They're going to put the charge on me. They were wrong. All right. They gave it to me one time. They gave it to me 2 times. They gave it to me 3 times. 5446 was my number, man. Right now, someone else has that number. Well, let's make that stop. Let's put a quick toots and my tells into that immediately. Oh, why? All right. You are not a number. Okay? You are a name and a face of a child of Adam and Eve that knows the spirit of me as I know the spirit of you. Like me and that young man talked over by the orange juice. He said, thank you for doing that, stopping and talking to me. Thank you for, making me stop and listen to you so we could speak together and share this love. Okay? I love you guys, man. We'll talk later, all right? Peace out.